Right, let's get into hand animating the face, getting some lights in there, refining the camera, looking at our shot, lights flickering, everything. It's in my head. I should have built the environment first, but, we didn't. Right, let's get into it. So, let's open up your scene, open up your sequencer, all goo. Now, let's explain instead of just doing, right? Animation. I'm gonna dragging another Metahuman blueprint. So there's her blueprint again. Bojangles! Just gonna drag it in, just so that we can understand animating. A couple of the tools, whatever. I've made another camera. I'm adding her into the blueprint so I can access the control rig, right? There's a control rig, body and face. Remember, the body and the face control rigs are separate. They're driven separately, which is awesome, right? You can use mocap on the body, hand animation on the face, vice versa, whatever. Then, next to it, you see all these little controls, all these little dots, and all these little dots go over them. They each move something, and there are tons of them. There are tons of them. So it's good to just familiarize yourself with what a lot of these do, man. You must just go over things. Now, if I select a dot and I hold down Control and my first mouse button, it'll move them around, okay? You can just hold down Control and middle mouse button. You can also drag select a lot of these points, right? You can drag select them on the right of the thing. I usually set up in like two things, right? If you click that little square at the top right there, you can divide your screen and then drag it how you want it. So I usually have my controls on the right and my character on the left, and this allows me to animate pretty quickly, okay? Now look at this. Look at all these little things that you can do with this. Isn't that crazy? And you got to start creating your shape, Ari. Look at this. Look at this. She's looked like she's got like a little piggy that's about to cry. Ugh, look at that. Look at that face. That's a face of Satan. It's disgusting. Anyway, over here you can see I'm selecting her face control rig, the entirety of it. You can just click it, copy it, and paste it onto the face of our main character. See, now we've got two control rigs. I can delete the one that we're not using, and I can transport the face. I'm ejecting there, going back into my camera, and there we go. I've pasted that control rig of the face onto this one. Just a nice way of doing it. Right, now let's cheat. Go into your pose tab here, your animation tab, click on poses, right click on all, and say add existing folder, right? Now go into your Metahuman folder, go into comment, go into pose library, face, and just say okay. Now you've got a new folder in there. Open them up and you see all of these cool things. Vismaze, so you can speak instantly, mate. Getting my sequencer here, and let's see how to use these. You click on one, there's expressions, combinations, whatever. You click on one of these, you say select select controls, and then paste your pose. So here I am, just moving in the timeline. I click on a place, I move it back, forward, I pick the face that I want, and I say pose. I've got auto key on there, so it automatically keys it, because when you change it, you do it. And then right up there in the face control rig at the top, so it's just moving everything at once. I can start adjusting all of these. Instead of going to each one of the controls and changing those, try and keep them uniform. So over here I've just put like a little place. I've kept the expression, mess around, use keyframes, little bit by little bit, and on top of that you can still animate with the control rig. So basically these expressions, you can choose from these libraries, right? Choose the expression, select the joints, and paste the joints, and it'll paste those expressions onto your Metahuman in your sequencer, and you can key it. Then you can start just messing around. Look, you can just take different things, you can adjust them. So the big one here to take from these expressions is use them as a good base. They're not always going to be perfect or what you want, but you can find a good base instead of taking all of these controls and moving them one by one and trying to get your expression. It's a long bit of work, Ari. It's a long bit of work. So use the expressions, get a good base, move your timeline, and bam. So here we are. We're looking at this. We got the control rig. I'm deleting that part for now. And I've got just an expression on her now. And I'm starting to get that kind of worry. Now look, eyes are so important. Eyes don't move from side to side rapidly. They don't do that. They move so subtly, so quickly. It's that quick look. Now, I was testing things out here. Did not get it right for a lot of the time. But when you see those eyes and you know they're looking at something and then they move ever so slightly and then they keep staring. They move quickly. 2 frames. That's the rule. When you're moving an eyeball in 2 frames, that thing should be done, man. And it gives it a good feeling. You know, you can do 2, 3 frames, whatever, but those quick dots, perfect. So now I'm just trying to get like there we go, a little bit of that's too much. It's too much. It doesn't look nice. There we go. Move it back a little bit. And it's the subtlety. People, it's not about seeing everything. That's the other big problem about artists. They don't see subtle changes, so they do these extravagant, massive changes, so you see it. It's not right. Leave that to Ari. Ari's the twat. Get subtle things in, subtle movements. It doesn't matter if you don't see everything. It still registers that it's there. It's the realism you're looking for, not, oh, she moved her eyes. It's not about that. Subtle movement. So here we go. I've got moving a couple of things. This is on that second one now. You know, that other face next to the first face controls. And this is pretty amazing. You can just start subtly changing. I've got auto key on, so whatever changes I make, they get accepted right away. That little thing that we've been over a million times now. And now, don't be scared to delete, to move keyframes. Try and work in your face control, whatever that thing is, the main node where you can just move one of those dots right there instead of all of these dots if you open it up, yeah? All of these controls. I try and work kind of uniformly and clean. I don't want dots everywhere for everything. I try and put the dots all together on the same thing. You can either hit S on the keyboard. If you highlight the controls, hit S, it'll leave a keyframe. And yeah, that's it. Or you can just click the little diamond. Okay? So over here, I'm starting to just get that look, right? And I'm animating for my shot. I don't need to animate anything that I don't see. That's why having a shot is so important. Why the hell would I animate anything when she's looking away from us? It's a waste of time. So now I can start refining, getting what I want. Look, she's scared, mate. She's scared. And I don't get it right. I don't get it right the first time. It's difficult. Animation is very difficult. Stick with it. Have the patience, love. And get into a zone. Get into a zone when you're animating. You can't have any distractions. Late at night, when everyone's sleeping, get on your machine, put on some music, and get into a zone. You have to get into a zone if you want to start animating properly. So you refine. I'm starting to work with the eyes there. Whatever dot you click, it'll highlight it in the sequencer, what you're using. Now I'm not happy with my camera. I wanted to get back onto the camera. I deleted that little test that I did. We don't need it. I just want the one metahuman in my scene. And I'm thinking the camera, mate. I'm not happy with the camera. It's not perfect. What I want, right? I do want to show off some background, right? But I don't want to show it off when I see her face. When I see her face, I want to see her face. Okay, so when the camera is away from her face and I'm looking at the back of her head, why not move back a bit? A little bit back, have the back of her head kind of on the left or right hand side so I can see through there and see the background, right? Now this starts giving me a way better storytelling mechanic. When I'm on her face, I'm claustrophobic. I'm seeing her expressions. I'm right on her. When her head is away from me, I don't care about the back of her head, mate. I don't care about it. So move it to the side and you can start seeing what she's seeing, right? Which is cool. Now this is all sped up, but you'll get the gist of it, okay? You'll start being able to see what I do. I'll move the camera. Now, the reason I want a final camera shot is because I want to work on the face properly. And I don't want to animate anything that I don't need to. Love. Darling. So that's basically what I did here. Now, I'm happy with the camera. I'm going back. Select the face. Select the controls. Pose the face. Now I'm just looking for a face here. I'm just looking for one that I can use as a good base, right? Find one that you can use as a good base. And this is a massive time saver, man. Use the mouth. How do I want a mouth being? How do I want a face looking? Can I get something close with these expressions? Chances are you can get a lot from here and then move it. Instead of doing every control yourself, get a good base. Why not, mate? Work clever. Work smarter, not longer. Okay? Now I'm going to the lips. I'm seeing what they do. Right? Look at that. Look at that little wiggle, mate. It's beautiful. What can I get here? I want this fear in her face. When you're scared, your mouth is kind of like, you know, you've got these tense teeth. You've got your lips doing things you never knew your lips could do. You know, they kind of, it's like popping out. I don't know what's going on. Your eyes and your face is not one stare. Your face is, it kind of gets a control of its own. Get references. Get a lot of references on the internet. Although these are always the hardest things to get right. AI is a great tool to get for like expressions, for reference images. And that's it. You know, you're doing for shot. So that's the beauty of this. All I need to do is change the things that I see on the screen when I see your face. And this, my love, my darling, my beautiful woman, my beautiful lads. This, I forgot what I was saying, but this is how we get good expressions, okay? See what all of these things do. Some of them look like they do nothing, man, but they do. They do. It's little fine things. I scrunched her nose here. I don't know why. You're not scrunching your nose when you're scared, mate. You scrunch it when you're angry. So I took that away a little later. Test things. And in all honesty, you know when something looks wrong. If you see something's looking wrong, it's wrong. Don't try and go, it could work. It can work. It doesn't. If you see and it feels wrong, it's wrong. Okay, just go back. It's fine. Delete keyframes. Add keyframes. If something's really wrong, just go back in and delete those keyframes. If you're happy with the mouse and the eyes, just go back to those controls, click on the controls and delete them like that, right? If you want to just delete all of the controls, you can go to the very top layer. Once you get in that control rig, remember, close it and you get just the first layer of dots and you can delete that dot and it'll delete it on all of the controls, okay? Which is powerful. So now here's where we start getting I'm just using the expressions again. They're just off the screen, but I'm just selecting expressions that maybe I could use, and then using that control rig to just refine them again. You know, hitting S to save keys or auto key. Now I'm starting to get the look I want. Now I'm starting to get it. You might not get it at first. It takes time. Even now it's not looking great, but I'm starting to see fear, right? I'm starting to see a bit of fear. Not realistic fear. Never put a scrunched up face with fear. It doesn't work. But now I'm starting to get these kind of cool patterns, right? Now a face doesn't stay stationary. That's why put a couple of expressions in, not too many. But the face is always moving, especially when it's scared. Your lips are moving, your cheeks are moving, your eyes are moving, you're terrified. So animate this. Look, as it goes a little bit, she starts opening her mouth, her eyes start to go, closed a little bit. She starts getting that fear. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Ari. See, this is where the beauty is. Once you get into this kind of mode where you've got like a cool base and then it's just polishing, this is amazing. Now, you got them beats in the background. You know what I'm saying? You got them jams. Tell me what you want, what you really want. You got these things happening. You're in a good place. You know you've got the right base, and now it's just fun. Now it's just this fun that you get. Look at it. Always look at that. Look. You see the little eye movement. Look at that. You see the way she's really sad. The poor little lassie. This poor little thing. Look at it. And that's it, boys. That's it. Guns blazing. Bring them guns, boys. So, always have a look at your work. Look at it. A lot of times, play it back, forward. Animation is about every little frame. Look, we start getting that nice feeling now, right? Look, she's scared. She turns around. Look at the eyes. She sees it. She sees it. It's Ari. All right? Ari's trying to sell her a golden seat and a golden watch because the bastard's mind is wrecked. It's driven by cash. Go off, Ari. Get into the corner, you wee bastard knob. Right? So now it becomes really exciting. Look at this. Oh, now we get to see it. You look at it over and over again, see how it works. Look at the eyes, subtle movements in the eyes. Look at the face. She's getting scared. Something's running around her. Bastard Ari. And now we start to pull out a shot, right? Now, for me, the lighting, we can do better, right? Now we start working on the lights. I start to play with the main lights, see what it's like. I do a couple of things to it, but soon find out it's actually lovely. It's actually a lovely little key light. Now what we want to create is a scene, right? It's in my head. It's kind of like an underground train. It's crashed. And the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to do this all free with the assets that are provided for free. So kind of like a train scene that's crashed. Sparks, so lighting is flickering. Sparks are flickering. Things all flickering, mate. So this is just a light. I've selected the rectangular light. And here's the second light now. I've duplicated it and I'm just moving it around. This is a rectangular light. Change the colors. Reds or pink. I mean, these kind of colors are always beautiful. Watch this, Ari. Watch this. Watch what it does, Ari. Not that one, Ari. I've taken the intensity down a bit. Look at Ari. Look at lighting is the most important thing in a scene. It can sell a cube, okay? A plain cube. Lighting is the most important thing, honestly, in 3D. For me, lighting. And beyond animation, you can just have a cube sitting there and that lighting can make it look real. So here we are. We're looking at lights now. Now we're dragging those lights into the sequencer, right? Click the light, go to add. You'll see your light there, add it. And now what it gives us the ability to do is animate the intensity, animating the flickers, mate. And this is where we can start having fun because on one side I like the one lighting, on the other side I like the other lighting. So we can have different ones flickering on and off, going off, getting the other ones exposed, putting the other ones back on. You control it all. You can control everything. Everything you want to see, you get to control. And this is the beauty of this in real time. Tim Swainey for the winnage. Unity's gone. So, yeah. It is what it is. So now we start to get these beautiful looks. We start to animate the lights flickering. When you see the back of her head, we'll see these beautiful shots of the background. We'll make him epic. That'll be in the next one. We'll build the entire background, okay? We'll tweak the lights, we'll tweak the expressions, and get our shot pretty much near done. Fourth video will just be polish. So here we go. Look at the lighting now. Look what we start to see. That color brings out fear. It brings out uneasiness. It's reds, your kind of greens, your, I don't know what else, mate. Other colors, blues can do the same. You know, they're uneasy colors, especially in film, and especially when they're a little bit harsh. So here we go. We've got, well, not really, yeah, blues. I don't know, cold, whatever. Anyway, now we start to see this. Now we start to animate all these rectangular lights. How long does this go on for, mate? I'm done with animating lights. Get into it. Take your time. Relax. Animation is lengthy and it needs patience. And when things go wrong and they don't look good, stop panicking. Stop going metal. Just get back into it. It's fine. It's art, man. You don't do this because it's a chore. You do this because you're absolutely in love with it. And if you love it, always you'll see that love and passion in the end result. You'll see it. That's why when you play something like Helldivers 2, I mean, the thing is nothing but an absolute passion, love project. Well done. Man, that thing blows my mind. Anyway, keep animating your lights. Move it. Delete frames. Move them closer. Move them stop. You know, a nice little trick here is when I get a flicker, right? I lay one frame. It's off. I lay another, or it's on. I lay another frame, like 2 frames down, or 1 frame down. The light is not always off. It's just a little bit dimmer. And then another frame and put that light back up, right? So you got 3 frames that flickers, that goes down a bit and up. Then I can copy that sequence and I can just paste them anywhere, right here. Just pasting them, moving them, and you can start seeing the flickerings. And this is a nice way. Don't forget, you can copy your keyframes and paste them. If it repeats itself like a flickering light, why not, love? Why not, darling? And that all makes it. Okay. So, she's very scared. Very scared. Look at the eyes. Look, now we start getting the little shines in Gretchen's eyes. Look, she's very, and that light, you see, at the end, that light just blooms, it just bursts. Goes from kind of darkish, and you animate that light getting brighter and brighter. So here we go, flickers. Look, I love that transition, man. That transition from going from like the white to the red. Look at that, then it just bursts. Always look at your work. I've got 3 lights in there. I got that red light, I got my main bright light, and I've got this light to light, there we go, little highlights on the back of the hair. So when her head's not towards us, it was always too dark. I just made another light that just kind of highlights her hair a little bit. Rim lights, main lights. You know, I use about 3 lights to light a character, or more if you need to, but that's getting really in depth. You don't need a ton of lights. Just try and get something that brings out shapes, bring out highlights, has a bit of, so your lighting's not flat. Flat doesn't work. Now here we go, love. Here we go. Now we're going to have a look at our shot and see how it's looking. Look at that. I love that transition, man. That transition from like a little bit of noise there, give it a scare. And she's really scared. Look at that. She's really terrified. Where is he? I saw Ari. It's that bastard Ari, isn't it? And that, I hope this helps. I hope you understand what I did. Ask questions if you need to. But this is how we hand animate a face. You know, it's good. Jump back and forth. Lighting, camera. Get your camera done. Start getting a base down for the facial. You go back. Jump. Okay, I'm not happy with that shot. Go back to the camera. Go back to the light. Start changing things. Next one is the background. Let's build this damn background. Let's get a shot done. Anyway, I hope this helps. And I'll see you guys. Ari, is that you? Look at it. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.